Hi, it's Trish still. I'm going to now teach you how to do a single crochet. The chains are demonstrated in another video, so if you need to learn how to do the chains, you can just find the instructions in another video. Okay, when you're going to do a single crochet, always chain one extra than the amount that you need. So say if you need 10, you would chain 11. Because you're going to go into the second chain from hook, not the first chain, but the second chain. And these chains have I call it a top and a bottom loop. They look like a braid. I'm a lefty, so this is a left-hand demonstration. So now you will take your hook. You'll go from 1, 2. You'll go into the second chain from the hook. You yarn over, and you go under the thread and pull it through. Make sure it's really not tight. I always hold my work when I'm making a stitch. It just makes everything nice and even. Then you yarn over, going underneath, and then you pull through both. And that makes a single crochet. And now that has 2 loops right there. That's the back loop, and that's the front loop. Okay, for the next one, you'll go into the next chain, yarn over from underneath, pull through, yarn over, under, and pull through 2. Now you have 2 single crochets, and as you can see, it's looking similar to a braid. So you're hooking a third, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, just keep going. Okay, so I'm going to work my way to the end here, because I want to show you how to turn. I'll show you a couple other little tricks for stitches that can go with a single crochet. Okay, go to the end. Here's your last stitch. Go in, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now when you're going back and forth, say we're going to go back and forth now, you would chain 1, you turn your work, and you can see the top stitches right here. Looks like a little braid. If you want to make a regular, patterns usually call, if you want a single stitch, that means you'll go through both of these loops. You're picking up both of these loops. So you would go in both the loops, pull your thread through, yarn over, and go through 2. Pick up both loops. Over, go through 2. Okay, now some patterns may say to you, single crochet only in the back loop of the next stitch. That means when you're looking at your work, this stitch is your front loop, this stitch is your back loop. You'll only pick up the back loop and make a regular crochet as normal. Pull through, yarn over, and complete your stitch. And what that does is that leaves that front loop right there unworked. And a couple rows up, somebody may say to you, the instructions may say, make a stitch in that front loop. That's where you'd work. Okay, now, so we'll make a couple more in the back loops. Over, 2. 2. Okay, so now you have 3 front loops. Now. And sometimes that could be for texture. It doesn't have to be because you're working a stitch. It just might be texture. Sometimes you'll do that for ribbing on hats. I have a pattern that has, you'll have 8, and you'll just work in the back loops of every single row. You'll turn it, work in back loops, turn it, work in back loops, and it actually makes a nice ribbon for winter hats, cuffs, for sweaters. It's very nice. It's a nice, handy little stitch. Okay, now front loops. Look again. You have the back loop and the front loop. Ooh, a hummingbird! How adorable. You just crochet right here in the front loop. Yarn over. Go through 2. And that leaves the back loops exposed. And that's all there is to the single crochet. It's very easy.